Hello again. It's been a bad day at the office, it certainly has. I wasn't going to post this video, but I decided to make it because I've had two projects which I was going to video and they've both gone sadly wrong. The first project was a tribute to some grand wood that I had sent to me very kindly by a guy called Alan Simpson from Northern Ireland, some Irish bog oak. And there is one of the pieces that Alan kindly sent me. Not only did he send me the wood, he also sent me a certificate which he had done and had that wood carbon dated by the Belfast Queen's University in Belfast by the Dendrochronological Dating Laboratory. Now that bit of wood actually started life in AD 992 and it died in AD 1266, give or take 9 years. So whichever way you look at it, that piece of wood, that tree, lived for 400 years, which is incredible in itself. It was actually taken from the bog in 2011, and apparently Alan's brother-in-law, I believe, or cousin, was going to use it for firewood, but Alan saved it and he sent me a bit and he's got to work on some as well, which meant that that tree taken out of that bog was over 1,000 years old, and I was quite humbled by that. I thought that was fantastic. That's why I wanted to do a special project in tribute of that wood, and what I was going to do, it was a 4-curved eccentric goblet. Been practicing the spare bits of wood and it was going okay. The problem is, with that particular wood, there were some hairline fractures in it, and I thought I might be able to get through those, but of course there's a lot of centrifugal force on eccentric goblets when you're turning off centre, and of course those fractures made it fail. So unfortunately it's not to be. I will, at a future date, I will make a video with a piece with that bog oak. I want to think about what I'm going to do first, and hopefully that will be a fitting tribute to both the wood and to Alan for his kindness. Just to show you the sort of wood it is, wonderful markings, beautiful finish. That's down to me, of course, and that's where it broke, on that knuckle there. I was working on the third knuckle, so it was the second time off axis, and it just went there on a fracture. Funny enough, it went on a fairly thick bit as well, so the fracture was obviously going through that. However, those things happen. So not to be deterred, I decided, okay, I'm going to carry on with the 4-curved goblet idea, the eccentric goblet, and I'll use my last piece of Gonzales Alves, where I made the earring holder out of, because that is a South American hardwood. There were no faults in it at all, and I thought, yeah, that'll be up for the job, and indeed it was, until, as I was just finishing off the fillet at the bottom of the bowl, I'd sanded, and I hadn't actually put a finish on it, but I'd sanded the bowl, I'd done the first stem, and I was ready to take it off axis after I'd finished coating it, and I thought one little millimetre more with the fillet, and I went through the bottom of the bowl. There, look, I cut through. Excuse me, noisy car. That's how it was. Looks rather nice actually. I sort of did the fillet, have it sitting in there like that, and I was just finishing off, just doing that a little bit tighter in, and off it came. So there you go, a catalogue of disasters. So what I intend to do is I will do both of those things again on another day. So I spent the rest of the morning cleaning up the workshop, giving it a dust over and a blowout and a hoover, clean down the lathe, etc. Because I'm back to work tomorrow for a few days. Well, not for a few days, for a few weeks really. So I might get a video done in the next week or two. Just to tell you I'm still here and that I haven't lost interest. I nearly gave up wood turning and took up 10-pin bowling, because it serves as a good reminder, I think, to all of us that we're never above the wood. Choose your wood for the job in hand. A lot of force on that. Possibly shouldn't have chosen it bog oak to do that job. Possibly shouldn't have. But nevertheless, you do push the boundaries a bit, I suppose, and you pay the price. The main lesson to be learned is, I think it's a good thing that it happened in a way, because I haven't had any major problems like that for quite a few months, luckily. On spare bits of wood that I'm practicing on, of course, that's where you learn. But when I've actually gone to make a piece after learning something, I think, that's it, I've got it taped. Well, you ain't got it taped. You've never got it taped. You've only got to look at some of the videos that very experienced turners like Bob Hamilton have put up, and others. And errors happen. It's only a fraction of a second. So the other lesson to be learned is, especially for the new turners out there, wear a full face shield at all times when you're turning at the lathe. Doesn't matter how small the piece is, make sure you're wearing a full face shield. Of course, proper filters, dust mask, breathing, respirator, whatever, as well is very important to protect your lungs. But one of the most important things is to wear a full face shield while that spindle is turning on the lathe. And I know I'm harping on about it. I mean, that didn't go anywhere near me. It was no problem, but it could have done. So I wear my face shield always. So, okay, enough harping on about that. Well, thanks very much for watching. I hope you don't think that I brought you here on false pretenses, but I thought it's sometimes a good idea to post things that don't succeed and to tell everybody my tales of woe. So as I say, thanks very much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe if you feel it's worth it now, considering I don't seem to be able to turn anything anymore. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.